I'm here with Robert Drysdale at the 2022 IBJJF World's No Gi. Robert, your student Amy Campo, she advanced to the female open class final, had such a great run today. Can you talk about Amy and her performance?
Well, I'm a suspect talking about Amy because I'm a fan. She's on our team. I strongly believe that Amy is the #1 female grappler on the planet today, and I think that's a fair assessment. And she's very young too. She's very hungry. My favorite thing about her is she's got her head on her shoulders. Like a lot of people pretend to be humble. They pretend, they act humble. They say all the right things, but they're not. Right? Amy is, and it's very genuine too. She's never trying to be someone else. And I talked to Eduardo, her coach, and I was go keep her in the igloo. The igloo, keep the igloo there. Don't touch it. Don't mess with it. It's a good recipe. Don't let anyone in. Don't let anyone out. Keep the igloo exactly as it is. And I'm telling you, she's going to win as many world titles as she wants. She's going to win a UFC belt one day if she wants. There's nothing to stop her because she checks every box. I've been around champions my whole life. Amy checks every single box. There's not a single one missing. It's unbelievable. It's a rare thing. It's a very, very rare individual. So I have full faith in her, and I think she's going to continue to win for as long as she stays healthy, really. That's the only thing that's going to stop her is age, health, something like that, or someone walking into the igloo and disrupting everything because they have a killer recipe, so they got to keep it that way.
You talked about her mindset and how that's a big part of her success. What makes Amy so good technically as a competitor?
It's there's this whole discussion about, the technique and everything, and I've always looked at things differently. I don't think technique, it's not that it's not important. Of course it is important, but it's not the most important thing. It's what lies underneath it. It's your belief system. Talk about the mindset. It's all in the mind, right? Why is the mind so important? But no one really defines what that is because it's not easy to define. But it's what's underneath everything. Because technique is not the common denominator. It never was. You look at guys like Roger, he fights one way. You look at Bruno Malfacine, he's completely different. You look at Mike Mutsumesi, he's completely different. Look at Lucas Lepre, they're completely different, but you're all champions. So they don't have the same techniques in common, so that's not it. You understand? So to me, it's more like it's her internal belief system. When she walks in here, she looks at this in a specific way that doesn't disrupt her belief in herself. She looks at this and goes, I belong at a podium, and she's not really looking at her opponent. She's not thinking about the consequences of winning or losing. She's just very, very focused on the mission. And I think that's the most important thing, is that you believe in yourself in a very meaningful, deep way. And it's not easy to change, but Amy has that. Like it's very natural to her. And then the techniques is just like the icing on the cake. That's just like how you're gonna win that day, but it's not what makes you win.
We also have another amazing open class final. We've got Cyborg and Enrique Ciccone. They fought in the gi about 3 weeks ago at the Absolute GP. It was a great fight. Now they're going to be fighting no gi. Any thoughts on that match?
And it's clash of generation, man. It's interesting because Cyborg's been at it forever. I admire him for still being out there, throwing himself with the young bloods, and that's truly impressive. I'm about his age, and I can barely train, So, kudos to Cyborg. But I think he wins with experience, man, in all honesty. And he's got good wrestling, too, which is important in that division, or in the open, for that matter. It gets heavyweights because, I think especially in the heavier divisions, people underestimate the importance of being able to take someone down. And at the end of the day, it's something that most jiu-jitsu people don't like to work on. It's funny because I always tell my students, you got to work on your takedowns, and they hate it. They don't want to. But then they come here and they stand up the whole time. And I'm like, it's one or the other, man. If you want to be on the ground the whole time, we'll pull guard then. Oh, I don't want to pull guard. Well, you got to work on your stand-up then. Which one is it? And I think there's a conflict that a lot of people, jiu-jitsu practitioners, live where they want to be on top, but they don't want to take anyone down. They're just waiting for the other guy to pull guard, right? But Cyborg's out. I mean, I don't think he had good wrestling 10, 15 years ago. It's something he developed clearly since he's moved to the U.S., and I think he understood the importance of being able to be on top, especially as he aged, especially as he got heavier. So I'm going with Cyborg on this one, but anything could happen.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Professor. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And good luck to Amy tomorrow.